In this lesson, we're going to explain what an escrow account is and why it's important. The term escrow account has a slightly different meaning among bookmakers than the typical definition. An escrow account is typically used for two parties to complete a transaction safely. Funds are held in an escrow account and aren't released until the escrow agreement is fulfilled. In the bookmaking industry, the term escrow account is used to describe a bookie's emergency fund. This money you keep in a separate business account for emergencies only. The bookmaking business can be a volatile business, so maintaining an escrow account is mandatory. How much money do I need in my escrow account? It's recommended to always maintain an escrow account with a minimum of 20% of the credit you issue. If you want to be even more cautious, you could increase the percentage as you grow. So, if you have $10,000 in credit extended to your players, how much do you need to keep in your escrow account? You need to keep the minimum of $2,000, which is exactly 20% of the credit amount. When should I use the money in my escrow account? The goal is to never have to spend the money in your escrow account. However, that is unrealistic, as problems will arise at some point. There are a very limited number of reasons why you should ever use the money in your escrow account. Here are a few. A player fails to pay. Whether a player needs to simply pay late or a player has stiffed you on a payment, there will be times when players fail to pay. There's no avoiding this as a bookie. Another issue would be when players win big. Some weeks, players are going to win more than they lose. That means you'll be coming out of pocket to pay the winners that week. As we discussed in the last lesson, you need to pay on time, which is why maintaining an emergency fund is important. These are the only times you should ever touch your escrow account. This emergency fund is strictly for your bookie business. While it may be tempting to spend this funds elsewhere, you can't. If your bookie business is important to you, then you need a safety net. Don't put your business at risk. Sports bettors are typically fickle. The second you miss a payment, their loyalties will change very quickly. What are you going to do if you don't have the escrow account to back you up? Here's a quick example. You have 10 players with 1,000 credit limits, and all things are going good. However, one week a couple players go on heaters to win $4,000 on an NFL Sunday. Now let's imagine your other players only lost $2,500 throughout the week. You're $1,500 short on payout day, and that's even if everyone losers pay on time. Where is the money going to come from? Having an escrow account to deal with these situations like this will put your mind at ease. It's always nice to have an insurance policy for the weeks where you lose money. You never want to be in a position where you need to dig out into your own personal funds, so simply maintain a separate escrow account. Believe us when we tell you, there are going to be times when you're going to need the money in the emergency fund and it can't save your business. No bookie can afford losing players because of slow paying. Word spreads quickly and it's like a domino effect. Slow playing is never an option. Thank you for watching this lesson. We hope you learned a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep learning about the bookie industry with us.